Hello, hello, welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. This is my review for X-Men 97, Episode 6, titled Life, Death, Part 2. So like the first Life, Death, this is a two-part story that's going on. The first part deals with the Shi'ar. There's a space story going on right there, and then back on Earth, that's a continuation of Forge and Storm story. So, I'm just going to talk about both. Thought it was a very good episode, very good. Didn't like as much as Episode 5, but still a really good continuation and just moving the narrative along in a big way. So, going up into space, it opens up with a space battle. It's between the Kree and the Shi'ar. And anybody who's read Marvel Comics, I say the top three alien races in Marvel is probably the Skrulls, the Shi'ar, and the Kree. There's a lot of history there. Super Skrull from, Nova Corps, all that, not to get too, too off topic anyway. So there's a big battle going on. Ronan the Accuser's on the battlefield. He's a part of the Kree. You have Deathbird and Gladiator, who's part of the Shi'ar. So it was really cool seeing Gladiator on scene. I say when Gladiator showed up, man, it's like the tides turned. If anybody knows Gladiator, his powers are very reminiscent of Superman. He has the super speed, he has the flight, the strength. When he showed up, it was pretty much a wrap at that point. And Ronan the Accuser is a bad boy. Ronan the Accuser is very powerful. He's very powerful. But at the same time, the Shi'ar they took over. So as it goes back to their planet, now you see that Lilandria's there, and as she's talking with the council, you see somebody step up, behind her, comes behind her with the arm, and I'm looking at the arm, I'm like, man, that looks familiar. It's been a while. Anyway, it's Charles. Charles is still alive. He's in the armor. Of course, the X-Men don't know. But yeah, Charles is still alive, and he's, with Lilandria, with the Shi'ar. But the Shi'ar, as you see, they're not too welcoming of Charles. They're not too welcoming. They look at him, he's like, what's it called? Terran? I can't pronounce it correctly. Anyway, but also, Charles is a mutant. So what they want to do is they want him to renounce. They want him to renounce his past, renounce his X-Men, renounce Earth, renounce everything. And everybody knows Charles, man. That's going to be hard. It's a hard task. So you see him battling through that as this episode goes along. He loves Lilandria with all his heart, but at the same time, his X-Men are like his children. Mutants, man. Charles built that school to protect mutants. So for him to just give that up, I was like, nah, bro, that ain't going to happen. and you see him battling with that. Like it was very emotional, the writing in this whole season has been just excellent so far. It's been excellent, man. And this was a very good episode. At the same time, you see him struggling with that. So it kind of goes back to Earth. You see Storm and Forge dealing with the poison that the adversary when he bit Forge. So they're looking for a cure for that. They're going through the desert and everything like that. But you still see the adversary pop up here and there to torment Storm. Storm she has a claustrophobic. That's one of her fears. So it really dealt with that in a really good way, man. I really like how they did the voice of the adversary. It had a really nightmarish tone to it, kind of like a Freddy Krueger in a way. It was really cool. But also, you see Storm going through that whole struggle. But towards the end, once they do, as she's at the place to get the cure, she has to go in this dark hole. As she goes through it, man, she overcomes that fear. She breaks out, man. She gets her powers back. That was a beautiful scene. That was one of the most beautiful scenes so far in this whole season. It was a very beautiful scene. And I looked it up online, and I think they said, the writers of the episode said they took inspiration from Man of Steel. If anybody watched Man of Steel, came back, I think, in 2013 with Henry Cavill, that first flight scene with Superman. Say what you want about that movie, man. That scene was amazing. When it shows Superman's first flight. So when you see Storm regain her powers back, just overcoming her fear, that was all in her mind, overcoming that fear, that torment that she was dealing with inside. That was great. That was really great. And out of nowhere, somehow her hair grew back. I'm looking at the episode like, hold on, man. Shorty had a whole mohawk, man. How'd she get her hair back like that? It was funny, but at the same time, it was a great scene. How they did that. So that was really cool. And delving back into space, there's a scene where, Lilandria, she's about to do the mind control, the mind wipe on Charles. And they're asking him, do you renounce your X-Men? Do you renounce everything? He's thinking about the X-Men, and he's like, he can't do it. He can't do it. Like, those are his children, man. Any parent, any parent who loves their children with all their heart, man, that'd be, nah. Me as a father, I couldn't do something like that. So it was, that was really hard seeing Charles go through that. But at the same time, Deathbird's like, I knew it. He can't do it. Nah, she's out. So she wants to take over. Really great scene. They go to attack Lilandria, and Gladiator just pops out of nowhere. Again, that super speed, and he just, again, like when Gladiator's on the battlefield, man, the tides just turn. But as the battle's going on, you see Charles get hurt by Deathbird, so it's just a whole mayhem going on. But one thing I like about it, people forget how powerful Xavier is. When Xavier like, nah, I'm done. He said classes in session, and he got in everybody's minds. That was a wrap. There was nothing they could do. And that's one thing about Charles. He's very, very powerful, extremely powerful. So as he's schooling them, it's a really funny scene. It's very humorous. He's like in the classroom with them, just educating them and talking to them about stuff like that. Out of nowhere, he sees Gambit's corpse. He sees the corpse of Gambit. And then he has like, oh man, what have I done? Like he knows now, like, hey, one of my X-Men is dead. I got to return back home. So it was a very, very emotional, episode, man. Like I said, again, it sound like a broken record. But man, the writing in this whole season has been amazing. And that was very emotional. I'm glad that Charles is returning home. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I can't wait to see the X-Men's response to it, because they're still dealing with the attacks in Genosha and, Gambit's death. So it's a lot of stuff going on Earth, and Charles left and they think he's dead. So I can't wait to see Cyclops' reaction. How's Cyclops going to react to it? How's Magneto going to react to it? How are all these people going to react to seeing him again? How is he going to handle it? How's he going to handle seeing, going to see, Gambit's gravesite or anything like that? So great episode, man. Absolutely great. I'll go 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I didn't like as much as episode 5. Episode 5 was, man, that was a rough one. But I like stuff like that. But yeah, episode 6 was really good, man. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Again, I have more reviews coming up for you. Take it easy.